All right, here with Martin Rooney at Parisi Speed School in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Martin is the author of a series of workout books. He actually has his newest one coming out April 10th called Warrior Cardio. This is the third of a series. Martin, let's talk about the series in general and the evolution of what you've been working on.
Great. Well, hey, a number of years ago when I started working with many of the top fighters in the world, I started to write articles, and those articles turned into a self-published book, and then that got so much notoriety that HarperCollins contacted me and said, hey, Martin, do you want to do a real book, like a landmark book in this industry, in this field of training, or the training that came from MMA? And I said, for sure, and that became Training for Warriors. And Training for Warriors went on to sell so many thousands of copies, now it's over 50,000 copies sold, that I came up with another idea. And they said, well, you have another idea? And I said, yeah, I got another idea. And what I want to do is I want to travel around the world, and I want to train with the last living masters of all the arts that make up MMA, and then I want to bring back the physical training that they do and share that with the world. And I did that over a 3-year span, and that book was called Ultimate Warrior Workouts, and now that's approaching 30,000 copies sold now in under 2 years of release. Now, after that, as people were going through the books, the only, I guess, issue that I had with the books was, hey, the stuff that comes from fighting is fantastic and it produces results. The people that use the book, they would say, man, I'm losing fat and I'm building muscle. It's amazing how I'm able to do that in a shorter period of time. But the limitation was that a lot of people, when they would see the covers of these books, they would say, hey, I'm not a fighter, or I'm not a martial artist, so this book must not be for me, and that's not true. And so the third book in the series, what I wanted to do was take all these concepts again from training, from prehabilitation to warm-ups to proper nutrition to proper training that they could get done in a short period of time, but be able to now bring it to not just the fighting community, but also to the mainstream as well. And that book is now Warrior Cardio. So this book outlines all the training systems of the Training for Warriors system. It's all new material outside of the first 2 books and the most current level of the training that I'm doing right now. But what I have in there is, hey, it satisfies all the needs of a fighter, but at the same time, it's for anybody. And that's the leap that I've made with this system is, hey, just because, hey, a guy in the NFL, you can utilize some of the training he does and get results, but that doesn't mean you have to play in the NFL. And just like the concept of this book here, you don't have to get into the octagon and get cauliflower ears and broken teeth to be, to use this effectively. So I am really excited about this book. It's 401 pages, full color, full glossy. It's been a multiple year project to get done, and man, now it's 4 days away, and I cannot wait for people to see it.
Now you have, as far as this book is concerned, you mentioned that you're going after the mainstream. What are some of the workouts in there? Like, what are is this something that you need to be at a gym to do, or is this something you can do from your home?
No, the other part about the book, and whenever you try to do a book, is that you want to make sure that, hey, this is something that's available to everybody. So one of the challenges was, hey, how can I create a book that has workouts that, hey, if somebody had no equipment, they can do that, and it's in there. We have body weight workouts and workouts with simple pieces of equipment like dumbbells that everybody should have in their home. It also has stuff that, hey, if you did have a gym membership and you didn't have barbells at home or you didn't have a treadmill, you can also utilize that there too. But there's nothing in here that is either so fantastic or so expensive that somebody wouldn't have the ability to use it. So I believe we really hit the mark with this one, that whether you want to train in your home or whether you want to just train at your gym or down at the park, this book has hundreds and hundreds of workouts, almost 1,000 exercises. So it's an endless supply of exercise that you could use for years to come.
Now, what are some of the sections and divisions that you're having that you touched on in this book, as far as different programs, like you mentioned, body weight and stuff like that?
Yeah.
What are some others?
Well, so there are body weight conditioning drills. There are things called complexes where, hey, just using one barbell, you can do all these multiple exercises all in a row to kind of create a disruption through your body. So maybe one of the main things to talk about is what people still believe today, from even back to the 1960s, was that, hey, if I just walk on a treadmill or I just walk on an elliptical and I do that for 30 minutes, that's going to help me burn fat and I'm going to really get in shape. And what current science is showing is that's untrue, where my mentor and professor from college, my undergraduate degree in exercise physiology, he wrote the science section behind this style of training. So whether you want to call it warrior cardio or you want to call it metabolic training, this popular style now, it really works. And the amazing news is, hey, in a 20 or 30 minute workout 3 or 4 times a week, you can get incredible results along with a good diet, which is outlined here too. And how that happens is it's got to be intense. So you work out pretty hard, you create a disruption through your body, and then your body having to get back down to normal, it costs energy to do that. And the energy that you use is fat. So when somebody just walks on a treadmill, which we've been conditioned to believe, there's not that disruption created. So as soon as they're done walking, their body's kind of back to normal and nothing really happened. Where this new style and this new concept is what I want to pioneer forward, so people not only understand it, but finally people start producing results.
You normally train, obviously, different types of athletes, MMA fighters, pro football players, athletes across the board, as well as the people under you, because I know you have a certification process as well, and they're training for warriors. As far as this book is concerned, I mean, what kind of workouts are people going to have in this book that they can do that fighters are doing as well? I mean, is this something that, or football players, I mean, something that any sport, any athlete can just pick up this book and do? And, like you said earlier, like the housewife on the treadmill.
For sure. So it's an entire continuum. So the Training for Warriors system, what's really neat is, hey, if you're training housewives, you can use this system. It's just how you manipulate it. Hey, if you're training NFL guys or you're training MMA guys, this is the system that we also use. So common similarities is, hey, there are circuits. So a number of different circuits that you've seen us do here so many times with the fighters. Hey, so an MMA guy, maybe the circuit is either longer or much more intense or the weights are much heavier, but that doesn't mean that the housewife can't utilize the concept of the circuit as well. It's just figuring out how to manipulate that. There are also sprint routines and how to sprint inside this book, which that is stuff that not only benefits fighters but also greatly benefits football players and a lot of the pro athletes that I train here. But hey, everybody can take advantage of that stuff. So it's almost it's interesting where, hey, depending on the person that's reading it, that'll be the person of how they apply it. So a super high level athlete, hey, they take this stuff and they're going to use it at a certain level. Hey, the housewife can do the same thing. It's just they're going to bring it to the level that they need to use.
Is there anything in particular, as far as the book is concerned, that you feel most proud of, that's different from most other books that you've worked on?
For sure. There's a number of areas on that. I mean, one, just the explanation that I think taking the science but being able to bring it down to layman's terms so that people can understand it, I think is critical. Warm-ups are classically glazed over in every book. Like every book, it'll just be like, oh yeah, just warm up for 5 minutes and do something. And there's no explanation, where I spend 30, 40 pages not only explaining the warm-up, but showing how to warm up, to do it detailed, because the warm-up it's the cornerstone of the workout that can really create results if you just did that. Focusing on the sprint training is critical inside of here, as well as one of the pieces that I think makes this book very user-friendly is I created something called cheat sheets, where every chapter ends and then there's a review of each chapter so that somebody can quickly look and understand exactly how to use the book. And we actually made a free gym starter kit that everybody gets with a pre-order, where they get these cheat sheets so they can go right to the gym and use it. And then finally, probably one of the things I'm most proud of is, hey, the relationships that I created over the last decade to make this happen. John Berardi, who's one of the top nutrition gurus on the planet, he actually wrote the nutrition section, and we pioneered a concept called the Warrior 20, where so many people try to tell me all the time that, hey, I don't eat right because I don't know what to do, or I don't have the knowledge to eat right. And I don't think it's that difficult. I think that's an excuse. And so what we did is we dialed it down to, hey, there are about 20 things you need to eat. If you have more than those 20, it's probably not the right stuff. And if you've got 100 in your cupboards, it's probably the wrong stuff. So we dialed down the list, made you your shopping list. So hey, you go, you shop, you buy this. When it runs out, buy more, and you will get results. So I think the user-friendliness of this, the way that we've dialed it down, both in the science, the workouts, and the nutrition for people, I am really expecting from just the fans of all the other books, this is the one that's going to take things to the next level.
There you have it, Martin Rooney, Warrior Cardio, on shelves April 10th.